I spent years blowing accounts from revenge trading, and one habit that I'm going to reveal in this video fixed all of it. And it takes less than 5 minutes to apply. So make sure you watch this to the end, because this is going to be the video that could stop you from blowing your accounts in the future. You see, most traders think that the loss is the actual problem, and it's not. The problem is what you do within the first 5 to 10 minutes after you take a loss, because this determines what happens next. You're either going to stop trading or you're going to go on a tilt. So you have to understand how important this is. And it took me a long time to figure this out, because I wasn't aware of this as a trader. And so I took losses personally. I would feel frustrated, I would feel angry, I would feel embarrassed, I would feel like a bad trader, and I would feel like the market was against me, or the strategy wasn't working, and then I would feel like I had to do something. And basically not understanding that that was a nervous system reaction from the ego, from your inner demons trying to protect itself, okay? And if you don't understand this, and if you don't break this pattern, okay, you're always going to revenge trade. And if you revenge trade, you're always going to blow your account. So it's not really strategy, it's learning how to deal with losses. And there's a famous book by Tom Hogarth, The Best Loser Wins, and it's absolutely true, okay? Even ICT talked about this, that good traders are professional losers. And the irony in that, and the truth that goes with it, is very on point with the mindset shift and the personality, the identity that you have to embody to become a consistent trader. If you say to the normal NPC or a beginner or someone that is outside of trading, and you say, oh, I'm a professional loser, they wouldn't understand it. To them, they think you're a loser. But in trading terms, being a professional loser is gracefully taking a loss and not revenge trading and sticking to the plan and not letting the loss disrupt your flow. Do you see what I mean? So I was able to create a ritual or a reset protocol after every single loss, which I applied immediately, and I made it a habit. And as soon as I applied it, over time, the losses became less painful, to the point now where I'm at today, that I feel nothing. It's meh. It's not a big deal. Like, I understand that the loss is just a loss. I don't need to try to correct or fix or anything. It's probabilities. It's not an attack on me. It's not an attack on my strategy. It doesn't mean my strategy doesn't work. It's just a loss, and there's no big deal. And overcoming this is the most freeing and liberating skill that you could develop as a trader. Okay, this is really the difference between staying stuck and leveling up into the big leagues, if you like. Okay, to becoming professional. Okay, it's this mastery of what you do after you take a loss, how you handle losses. Does that make sense? And I wish I'd known this 10 years ago. Okay, this is like one of the major secrets to longevity in trading and survival. Okay, and the difference between making it and not making it is how you come back from a loss, how you handle your losses. This is a huge secret, and not a lot of people talk about it. You see, revenge trading, it's not a strategy issue, it's a nervous system issue. It's a nervous system reaction. Okay, so you're reacting automatically in revenge because that's just what your ego wants to do, and you don't know it. Okay, so it's like this demon in you, and you have to learn to tame it. You have to actually get rid of it. Okay, and there is a way, but you have to understand that there is no amount of cold showers or discipline or going to the gym or morning meditations or any of that stuff. There's no amount of that kind of work that is going to override a dysregulated nervous system. You have to understand this word, it's dysregulated. You have to regulate your nervous system and control it before it controls you. Okay, and that's why people revenge trade. They go on a tilt, they don't even know why, but because they're being controlled from their nervous system. So you have to have this reset protocol every time you take a loss. So the one habit that made me consistent wasn't some kind of magic bullet setup. Okay, it wasn't some kind of indicator. It was having this one simple ritual after taking a loss. Okay, and being able to just let it go and not be bothered by a loss and walk away and come back the next day or when the next setup presents itself in the following days or weeks. You see, not trying to get back in immediately. This is what this habit is, and you have to develop this habit as a part of your identity. It becomes part of who you are. You react or you respond to a loss in this way automatically. And once you can master this, this is where the level up actually happens. You see, I got such a high win rate, not because my strategy is, that much better, but it's because I didn't take any revenge trades that caused losses. Do you understand? So I was able to avoid taking bad trades right after taking a loss, not trying to pile into a loss and make things worse. That's why my win rate is so high. Okay, it's not an accident. It's pretty much intentional. And so you have to develop this skill, okay, of being able to just reset exactly after your loss, right after the loss, when the emotion is high, when the emotion is hot, you put in this protocol and you reset. Okay, this is what's going to save your account. And the reset protocol that I created, it's clean, it's simple, it's fast, it's effective, and it's permanent. Okay, once you've done it enough times over a period of time, you become immune to reactions after a loss. You become immune to revenge trading. Like, it's not a part of your identity anymore. Okay, and that's kind of like where you need to be operating from. Okay, that is the type of operator that you need to become to be a consistent trader. So basically, my reset protocol will do three things. Okay, the first thing is that it shuts down the fight or flight response. Okay, so the need to, fight the loss or flight. Okay, so what that means is it basically calms down your nervous system and your breathing. Okay, so your chest, when you take a loss and your chest tightens up, that's what the reset does. It loosens your chest and it relaxes you and it calms you down, and then you'll be able to breathe again properly. Okay, this is important. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, but this is really what it is, because this is what's happening. You're tightening up as you take a loss. Okay, you're going red in the face, basically. Basically, number two is that it separates you from the loss. Okay, so it separates your identity from the loss. So you're not attached to the loss. The loss does not affect your image, your self-image, your strategy. You become separate from the loss. This is also important because you have to have that. Okay, most traders think that they take a loss and it's an attack on them and they suck and they're a bad trader. It's none of that. That's not the case. But you have to actually embody that and understand what that is. Okay, so that's the second thing that the reset protocol does. And then the third thing that it does is it puts you back into the consistent trader mode. Okay, and this is the key, because consistency is not a skill, it's an identity, okay? It's the way you see yourself, okay? Because if you take a loss, it's going to play tricks on your brain, on your mind. It's going to give you negative self-talk, and then that negative talk grows and it just spirals out, okay? And then there's the ego is trying to fight that and fix that. And so now you have a battle in your head where you know you shouldn't be trading, okay? You know the one trade per day rule, but you can't even do it. And now you're trying to fix it. And so this is part of the protocol, is we recalibrate and we remind you of who you really are, which is a calm, disciplined, and consistent trader, okay? And reinforce this into the subconscious. This is the reprogramming that we do, okay? This is important, okay, because this is the identity shift. This is where you go from civilian to sniper, or civilian to a warrior. Do you understand? This is important that you understand this. Once you can apply all of that into your trading after your loss, you stop tilting, you don't spiral. Most of your blown accounts is coming from tilting, from revenge trading. It's not from a bad strategy. So the first thing you want to do as a consistent trader is to eliminate that. Once you can eliminate that and control that, game on. Do you understand? Like, nothing can stop you. So this is the difference between staying consistent and blowing your account consistently. Okay, so the reset protocol is everything you need in order to level up. So for me, my emotional reset protocol involves a couple of things. It involves a specific, unique tapping sequence, which I created. A breathing pattern, which I also created, and a cognitive reframe. Okay, so we reframe your identity. And that is part of the protocol. And that is how you're going to rewire yourself and basically blow out the emotional time bomb that is ticking, that is like defusing a bomb, okay? And once you've done it enough times, a loss is nothing to you. It's just a loss. It's just numbers on the screen. You don't change your strategy, you don't tilt, you don't revenge trade, you just go about your day. And that is how you need to be. That's what makes you unshakable, okay? As a trader, you gotta be unshakable. Nothing can faze you, not even a loss, not even a win. And that is why it works so well. And it works for me, it works for all my students. It's one of the most popular modules that we have within the course, okay? This is the one where it stops people blowing accounts, okay? It's literally saving people thousands of dollars. My reset protocol is designed specifically for traders, okay? Nobody else, okay? It's designed for trading psychology, okay? Not therapy. And it ties directly into identity, not emotional suppression, okay? That is why it works. So, and I gotta be honest with you, once I started using this ritual, okay, everything in my trading changed. That's when I became consistent. That's how I got 20,000 in the last 30 days of trading, okay? And more than that in the last quarter, okay? It's not just a one-off. This is consistency over a long period of time. So this stuff works, okay? And it's working for my students as well. And my win rate didn't just improve, my emotional stability improved. Do you understand? My losses stopped controlling me, okay? And the impulses faded. And because of that, my decision making became clear. I got clarity out of it. And that is the sniper mindset. That's how you become sharp and dangerous. And this is the one habit that turned me into a consistent trader. So if you want the full version of my emotional reset protocol, if you want to reprogram your identity, your subconscious programming for trading specifically, that's the first link in the description. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. Go ahead, like and subscribe. Drop your comments below. Let me know where you're from, what you're struggling with, and I read all the comments. And until the next video, you're on your own. Take care now. Goodbye.